We were actually going to try to sell 11 million at 50 cents each, but then we realized it would take more people to be advertised just to let it out. So we got to
pay for stars. That's 100 million of cupcakes. 5 cupcakes, 1 star.
Cupcakes for sale!
Cupcakes for sale! Cupcakes for sale! Cupcakes for sale! Cupcakes for sale!
Hey, I want to support public schools. How much is a cupcake?
And you can get 2 for 200 million.
What? That's ridiculous!
Well, that's what we said when the legislature cut 5.4 billion out of our kids' schools.
Well, I really want a cupcake. Any way I can get one cheaper?
Well, are you planning to drill for natural gas anytime soon?
Natural gas? I don't think so.
You know, that's really too bad because if you were, we could give you 12 cupcakes for free, worth $1.2 billion. That's how much the legislature's giving away in loopholes to the natural gas industry alone. How much money do you have?
Well, just a little change.
Change is what we need!
Woo!
If you'll vote on Monday, May 29th, and take 10 people with you to vote and get some of these legislators out and get some different ones in who support our kids and support our public schools, we can go back to charging 50 cents each.
Well, I can vote on May 29th.
That is terrific, thank you, but we got to get back to selling cupcakes. Cupcakes for sale! Cupcakes for sale!
Cupcakes for sale! Cupcakes for sale! Cupcakes for sale! All right.
Okay, welcome to the Save Texas Schools. We're going to have some parents speaking today, and also we've got some of our friends from our public education supporters in the legislature with us today. But I want to start off with a parent here who's going to speak. So I think we've got our first parent, correct? Okay, this is Hillary Whitfield, a parent here at AISD.
Thanks everybody for coming out today. It's such an important thing that we all keep this in the forefront of everybody's minds. We are here today to say that parents are frustrated, afraid, and angry. We're angry at legislatures who don't care about our kids, who don't care about fairness, who don't care about the future. These legislatures took $5.4 billion away from the children of Texas and are prepared to take billions more next January. And where do these billions go? Pearson! Into the hands of large corporate donors, while middle class and working class parents see their local property taxes going up and support for schools going down. Today we are selling expensive cupcakes to get your attention. We figured if we sold for 50 cents each, we would need 11 million cupcakes to counter the damage done by our legislatures. Enough cupcakes to fill 460 Astrodomes. We didn't have enough flour to get that done. Our real power is at the ballot box. With early voting beginning this week, we call on all Texans who care about children to vote for candidates that support public schools. We need a change and we need it now. Thank you.
You have come to the right place because our cupcakes are fully baked to support our public schools.
Well, what do you mean by fully baked cupcakes?
Well, we don't want them to be half-baked like the ideas that are coming out of the legislature.
Like what kind of half-baked ideas?
Like cheating the school children in Texas out of their education, like promising to fund public schools and breaking that promise.
Well, so how much is a cupcake?
They are only $100 million each. They'd be cheaper if we spread it around, like with our taxes, but then that would be a fully baked idea.
Well, I don't have that kind of money. Any other way I can get a cupcake?
I'll tell you what, on May 29th, vote for pro-education candidates and get 10 of your friends to do the same, and we can go back to selling cupcakes for 50 cents each.
It's a deal. I'm going to vote on May 29th.
Awesome! Cupcakes!
think my next parent is over here.
Says no new taxes. What? Our taxes are going up. School districts across the state of Texas are asking for property taxes increase to cover the state cuts. It means that the cuts for small homeowners are going up and the taxes for the big corporations are going, guess where? Down. Let's do the math here, okay? $5 million in cuts to schools works out to 25 cents per person across the whole state of Texas. In other words, we could easily find money to fund our schools if we stop giving away how many billions to the oil, gas industry that make how big are the profits? Big profits. Let's do better for our children. Yes, we can do better for our children in Texas. Yes, we will. Go out and vote and get those rascals out.
Save Texas schools! And vote! 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 Save Texas schools! And vote!
One more speaker.
Disappointed. I became a physician in Texas public schools, and I'm very proud of the education that I got. However, we tried to get some people in this building back here to vote and listen to us to save our schools. Many did, but many did not. They cared more about their donors than the people of Texas. Now we're speaking to moms, dads, grandparents, teachers, anyone who cares, and everyone who cares about kids. It's time to vote. Find a candidate that supports Texas schools. Find a candidate that will support your public school, wherever you're located. Then get 10 of your friends to come out and vote. Together, we as parents will send a message to the folks in the Capitol building back there that we mean business. We mean to save Texas schools.
And vote! Save Texas schools! 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 And vote!
So today we're calling on Texans across the state to get out and vote for candidates who support children and support public education. We're also introducing the Save Texas Schools Compact. These are 5 principles that we're asking candidates for office in Texas, whatever the party, to support. They all point Texas away from short-term politics and towards long-term prosperity. And I'd like to read these principles. We're asking Texas officials to make outstanding public education a top priority for Texas. To restore school funding cuts made by the 2011 legislature and provide sufficient resources for our growing student population. To revise school finance laws to be fair to all students. To fix the $5 billion annual structural deficit to avoid further cuts to education. And finally, to reevaluate and limit high-stakes standardized testing. Now we have one stand-up public official who couldn't be with us today, but sent a message, and I'd like to read a little bit of that to you. That's from Senator Kirk Watson. He says, Texas needs to create the great schools that Texans deserve. Going back to its earliest days, Texas has known what good schools are worth fighting, that good schools are worth fighting for. We're all rightly proud of that history, but the system has become broken in recent years, and that just isn't good enough when it comes to investing our kids in our future. Texans can do better. I have the full statement here for the media. I'd like to invite 2 other friends of public education to join us and say a few words. First of all, Senator Wendy Davis from Fort Worth.